will start with your prayers. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hare Om. Sahana Bhavatu Sahanu Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya aviravirmayedhi. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Akhandam Satchidanandam Avang Manasagocharam Atmanam Akhiladharam Asraye Bhishta Siddhai Arthatopyadvayananda Advayanandan Atita Advaita Bhanatah Gurunaradhya Vedantasaram Vakshe Yathamati. So we are studying Vedantasara. We have already introduced, and also we have discussed about the introductory prayers. So this is Prakarana Grantha, means this is introductory, or it is like guidebook. Prakrishta Rupena Karuti iti Prakaranam. So whatever defines in a better way, so that it is understandable by even ordinary people. So that is Prakarana Grantha. There are many Prakarana Grantha like Vivek Chudamani, Atma Bodh, etc. So why it is required? Because Vedanta is not a small one booklet. Rather, it is a vast corpus of knowledge. Last time we discussed about that we have 4 Vedas, then we have Upavedas, and then Vedangas. So, and then Purana, Itihasa. So there are so many things. So one may be confused. That is why, in short, there should be some explanation so that we understand what is being said, what is the purpose, what is the purpose of this study. The purpose of this study, of course, we will discuss it. But the main thing is we find we are bound. And this bondage is not only one birth, but it is for so many births. We do not know how many. So this is transmigration. We are born, we do something, then we depart from this world, again we come back. This gross body falls off, and subtle body is merged with the causal body, and it transmigrates. And again, to fructify the desires, the leftover desires, again it embodies. So this self comes and goes, this we find. But in reality, the self is unborn. Aja. And it is achedvayam. It cannot be cut. It cannot be soaked in water. It cannot be dried. Achedvayam adachayam. It cannot be burnt. Akleddo. It cannot be uh, melted in water. Associate, it cannot be dried. Nitya, it is eternal, sarvagata. It all pervades, pervading everything. This is achala. Achala means it does not move. So now this is the contradiction. In one side there is no birth, no death, no deterioration at all. On the other side, there is this transmigration. So what is the cause of this? Why this happens? There is a shloka, na nirodha na chotpatti. There is no cessation of this world. Because already it is not there. There is no chotpatti. There is no creation. Na nirodha na chotpatti, na baddho na sadhaka. There is nobody who is bound, and there is no person who is pursuing to get released. Na mumukshu. There is no person who is trying to be free. Na vai mukta, and there is nobody who is free. Free means what is. So we cannot say mukta means who was in bondage, now he is free. So it is preconditioned. But there is no one who is in bondage. Therefore the question of release also does not come. So ittesha paramarthata. This is from ultimate standpoint. But we don't feel that way. That is why we need to study this book. Now why this happens? It happens because of ajnana, ignorance. What is this ignorance? It cannot be explained. We will come to that point. Why it cannot be explained? Can you answer what is dream while you are dreaming? You cannot answer what is dream while dreaming, because you are in the dream. So this is from ultimate standpoint. When a person goes beyond this dream, the Australian Aboriginal people says this is dream time. What we are there, we are in dream time. So how this happens and how we can get rid of it, this is to be explored. And how we can explore? Because we have two very, very important important factors. One is Shastra. Shastra says this is there. There is ajnana. And there is a way out. And secondly, we have gurus. Gurus try to tell us how to go beyond this ignorance. We are dreaming as it were, but Guru knows how to get out of it. Therefore, we need the help of Guru. Now, we have Chitta Mala. Because of that, because of ajnana, ignorance, we accumulate lots of dirts in our heart, in our being, whatever we experience now. That's called Chitta Mala. And not only that, we have Chitta Vikshepa. We see something which is not exactly what it is. We see something similar. In our dream, we see houses, trees, And then people, animals, but it is not exactly like in waking state that we experience. So therefore, we need to remove the dirt that we have accumulated in our heart. That is to be removed from our heart. And second, vikshepa, chitta vikshepa. So we are to calm down our mind so that we can see what is beneath this mind, which is always in turmoil. Always it is flickering, as it were. All the time it is moving. We cannot concentrate. There are so many thoughts. So first is chitta mala. That's why we need chitta shuddhi, purification of chitta. Chitta means mind stuff. It is like lake. In that lake, mind is there. So chitta shuddhi. We have to do something by which we cleanse our hearts. And like a swimming pool, if something falls in it, if there is dirt in the water, we cannot see what is lying beneath the sheath of water. Therefore, we need to clean the water. And then if it is in ripples, that also we cannot see. Therefore, we need to make it stable so that it is not flickering. And then we want to see what is there, what is beneath the sheath of water. So two conditions are fulfilled, but knowledge comes by itself. It is not that something creates knowledge. It is self-revealing. So, suppose I don't know anything, or I do not know what is chemistry. By knowing chemistry, we can know chemistry. So that is why jnana comes. Now what is happening? Because of ignorance, we identify with our body, with our mind. It's because of our ignorance, because we do not understand what the reality is. So this ajnana is to be removed. And the self alone abides. Self alone exists. But somehow we think we are not self. Body is self, mind is self, senses are self. So if somebody touches this body, say, why have you touched me? Actually, he has touched body. This happened, the story goes like this. Shankaracharya went to Varanasi. And he was preaching Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. But then, after taking bath from Ganga, he was coming out. So there was some difficulties in his knowledge. So a pariah came in front of him with few dogs, and while crossing, he touched Shankaracharya. Then Shankaracharya says, why have you touched me? Then the pariah said, dear sir, I have not touched you. You just think about it. Is your body yourself? Is your mind yourself? Or the self is separate from body and mind? If it is separate, what you teach? then I have not touched you, neither you have touched me. So this is higher knowledge, and immediately Shankaracharya could understand that that person was not a pariah or not an ordinary person. Immediately he prostrated before him because he was Shankar himself, Shankar, the Shiva, who came in that form to teach Shankaracharya. So this is, what is the point here? That because of ignorance, we recognize Anatma as Atma. So to come out from this, how, what we require? That this is Anatma, and Atma, the self, is different from this. This is to be understood well. To understand that, we need pramana. Pramana means evidence. Anyone can say this is I would say a glass piece. One may say this is a diamond. So that is not to be admitted. What we admit, if a well-known person who knows what is diamond, if he certifies, then only we say it is a diamond. So we need pramana to understand anything. Therefore, we are there. Now let me read in short what two shlokas are there, then we go to pramana. I take refuge in the self, the indivisible, the existence, consciousness, bliss, absolute, Sat, Chit, Ananda Swarupa, beyond the reach of words and thought, even beyond the reach of words and thought, and the substratum of all. Though it is beyond everything, but it is the substratum of all. For the attainment of my cherished desire, Akhandam Satchidanandam Avang Manasagocharam Atmanam Akhiladharam. So this Atman is the Adhara, substratum of the whole world. Whole world means everything, all the whole universe. Asray Abhishta Siddhai. I am taking refuge. Why? So that I realize the cherished desire. That means this completion of this book, that's number one, and also we realize the self. And then he also remembers his guru, Arthatopi Advayananda Atita Dvaita Bhanata. Having worshipped the guru, who on account of his being free from the illusion of duality justifies the meaning of his name Advayananda. So his guru's name is Advayananda. I undertake the task of expounding the essence of the Vedanta according to my light. So we were talking about pramana. With the help of pramana, what we understand as a normal human being, that this body mind is Atma, that will be removed. Rather, what is the substratum? It will direct to that. So, now we go to the text. Vedanto nama Upanishad pramanam tad upakarini shariraka sutradini cha. So, what are those? Vedanta is the evidence of the Upanishads as well as the Shariraka Sutras. Shariraka Sutra means Brahma Sutra. As we last time we discussed about it, that we have Prasthanatraya, three epitome or three support of Vedanta. What are that? Those, the Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, and Gita, Bhagavad Gita. These are three prasthanatraya. So Vedanta is the evidence of the Upanishads. So Upanishad has indicated about some truth. That is the pramana. It is called apaurushaya. Apaurushaya means it was not invented by a person. It is the Supreme Being who reveals itself. In Bhagavad Gita also we find in 7th to 12th chapter, God reveals His own nature, what He really is. Only thing to see that we need to develop our eyes. So here, what is the pramana? Pramana is Upanishad. Or tat upakarini means supporting of that. Whatever supports the statements of Upanishads, that also those also are pramana. Now what kind of pramana? We have 6. Vedanta admits 6 kinds of pramana. One is the direct perception. That means what we perceive through our senses. That is direct perception. So pratyaksha. Pratyaksha here means sense pratyaksha. So what should be there? Indriyartha sannikarsha. That means our senses should be connected with the objects. Indriya, artha. The senses should be connected with the objects. And whatever we see, so that is the evidence, direct perception. And secondly, it should be avyapadeshya. It should be covering the whole. It is not ambiguous. Then abhyavichara. It should not be roundabout way, but direct. So direct evidence. Abhyavichara. There should not be deviation. Oh, it may be like this or maybe like that. Not like that. It is this and nothing more than that. Then vyavasaram. So that means whatever one perceives, he tells that exactly like that. Abhyapadeshya. That is abhyapadeshya. That means whatever he perceives, he speaks that in the same way, not adding anything. So this is direct perception. Then comes anumana. Anumana means inference. Inference means if we see smoke, so we know that there must be fire behind it. So this is called anumana. We understand by inference. And that's also evidence. Then comes upamana, analogy. So what is analogy? Comparison. Comparison means when we compare two things, then we understand, oh, this is the thing. So this is upamana, analogy. We give example, we give analogy, and by that we understand a point. Like a tiger. He is like a tiger. So it doesn't mean that he has a big mouth. What he has the courage like a tiger. Then shabda. Shabda means shabda pramana. That means pramana, evidence by a authentic source. If a person practices truthfulness, we believe in him. Even in courts also, people go there and they take oath that whatever I'll tell truth and nothing but truth. And whatever evidence they give, that is admitted. Similarly, Shabda here means the evidence of words. That means the literature, Upanishad. Upanishad, many things are there. Like Neha Nanasti Kinchana. Here there are not many. Here the truth is one. We may see many, but actually there are not many. Even scientists also will say that it is all material. That means the matter. Matter is manifesting in different forms. So we see differently, but actually it is all matters. So this is called Shabda. So similarly, when Upanishad says there are not many, Neha Nanasti Kinchana, so we have to know that Upanishad is telling the truth, the ultimate truth. And Upanishad never fails to depict truth. Therefore, we are to take that evidence. Then after Shabda comes Arthapatti, the presumption. That also is one kind of pramana. And then Anupalabdhi, non-apprehension. That means when we do not have something is missing, but we know something is missing. So that also is a pramana. So anyway, we the fourth number is like postulation, and the fifth is derivation. So this way, the Upanishad is the pramana. So Vedanto nama Upanishad pramanam tad upakarini shariraka sutradini cha. So all the sutras of Brahma Sutra, Upanishad, and also Gita, all these are pramana. That is why what Gita says we take with seriousness. Like when he says, God says, Ishvaraha sarvabhutanam hridyasya arjuna tishtati. God resides within the hearts of all beings. We take that. So anyway, this is pramana. We go to the next. We say, Asya Vedanta Prakaranatvat Tadiyaihi Eva Anubandhaihi Tadvatta Siddhehi Nate Prithak Alochaniyaha. What is the meaning? Asya Vedanta Prakaranatvat. This is Vedanta Prakarana. Means we are explaining Vedanta. What is Vedanta? Vedanta is the evidence. And this prakarana, here anubandha, four kinds of anubandha. The so anubandha is a preliminary questions of this. So this is already included here. Therefore, there is no need of separate discussion. Because it is inbuilt here, there is no need of discussion. So what are those? Four anubandhas. One is adhikari. Who is the qualified person who can receive this knowledge? Who has that qualification? So adhikari, and then a vishaya. What is the topic? What is the subject matter? If we do not know the subject matter, then what we are going to gain? We do not know. Therefore, we need to know what is the topic, what is the subject matter. Then sambandha. What is the connection? What is the um, the connecting point with this book and the, the purpose why we are studying. So that is the sambandha, its connection with the book and the necessary for its study. What is the necessity? Why should we study this? And we have already discussed that ajnana nivritti, that means removal of ajnana. Or let us take positively, we are to achieve atma jnana. To achieve atma jnana, we should study this. That's the purpose, prayojan. So the preliminary question of Vedanta are the determination of the competency of the student, the subject matter, its connection with the book, and the necessity for its study. So 4 things: adhikari, who is the competent person who can study this? Anyone who wants to know about Vedanta. So he can study. But it has some preliminary qualification that it will be explained. See, anybody can read, but to get the benefit, this or these qualities must be there. Adhikari. The Vishaya, the topic also will be discussed here. And then Adhikari Vishaya, Sambandha, what is the relationship with this? And the 4th is, what is the, why you should study? So this will go forward. Let me read this. On account of its being a prakarana grantha, prakarana treatise of Vedanta, the anubandhas, that means preliminary questions of the latter, serve its purpose as well. Therefore, they need not be discussed separately. The preliminary questions of Vedanta are the determination of the competency of the student, the subject matter, its connection with the book, and the necessity for its study. Now we go to the next. Who is the student? Who can study this? Adhikari tu vidhivat adhita veda vedangatvena apatata adhigata akhila vedartha asmin janmani janmantareva kamya nishidha varjana purasara nitya naimittika prashchitta upasana anushthanena nirgata nikhila kalmashataya nitanta nirmala swantaha sadhana chatushtaya sampanna pramata. So here a list is given. Who can study this? So he says that the competent student is an aspirant who, by studying in accordance with the prescribed method, so whatever prescribed method is there, one should study that well. One should not just study for study's sake. Rather, there is a set procedure. By that, one should go and study. So first he should know the Vyakarana, what's the grammar, then how to pronounce, and so forth. So, vidhivat adita, that means whatever procedure is there, one should go according to that procedure. So, the competent student is an aspirant who, by studying in accordance with the prescribed method, the Vedas and the Vedangas. So, Vedas and Vedangas. The Vedangas, what are the Vedangas? The auxiliary books, that means supporting books, Vedanga. And 2, has obtained a general comprehension of the entire Vedas. So one should know the spirit of Vedas. What is it for? What is taught here? And how one should go about it. Who being absolved from all sins in this birth or in previous life. So he should be clean. One should be oriented like this. It is not that he has lots of burden. Burden means all kinds of misdeed that he is carrying, and he wants to go beyond this world. That cannot be. So first he has to cleanse himself, his heart. So either in this life or previous life, because sometimes we see that people have that kind of samskara. Samskara means accumulated wisdom, accumulated impressions. So, by the avoidance of the actions known as kamya karma, with the view to attaining desired objects. So, kamya karma, what is kamya karma? It will come. Whatever karma that we do, we have kamya karma, nishiddha karma, nitya karma, naimittika karma. So whatever karma that we do for certain goal in view, that is called kamya karma. Whatever work not to be done, that is called nishiddha karma. Nishiddha karma means not to be done. Nitya karma, we do something every day. Naimittika karma, that means when it is special occasion, like Durga Puja, Kali Puja. So that's called naimittika karma. Nitya karma means daily work that we do, like every day we do puja or japa, then singing. So these are nitya karma. Naimittika karma, it is what is done on special occasions. And then prashchitta karma. Prashchitta karma means when somebody does something wrong, then he does some penance. So that's called naimittika karma. So that all these, why it is done? It is done to remove that sin that he has committed. In Christian, that it is in all religions. Every religion has got some work or some penance is undertaken by which the wrongdoings of or sin is removed. That's called prashchitta karma. Then upasana. Upasana means everyday worship. So this is what is being said. So adhikaritu vidhivad adhita veda vidangatvena, and either this birth or in previous birth, what he did without or removing all desired action, by the avoidance of the actions known as rites performed with a view to attaining a desired object, or nishiddha karma, that means those forbidden in the scriptures, like killing someone, that is not prescribed, and by the performance of actions called nitya karma, that means daily actions. And naimittika karma, that means obligatory. What is on a special occasion, what is done on a special occasion, as well as the penance and devotion has become entirely pure in mind. So by doing this, one has become pure. That is important, otherwise one will not be able to realize, and who has adopted the four sadhanas or means to the attainment of spiritual knowledge. So that also will come. What are those? It will come. So, um, so this is the qualification of an aspirant who should know the heart of the Vedas, that means to realize one's own real self. And secondly, he should cleanse his heart by performance of nitya naimittika karma, daily and obligatory actions, and avoiding all negative actions. And then one should have some qualities which are helpful in spiritual life. And then, so if a person has got this, then he is a fit person to study this. Now, what about us? We may say, we have not studied Vedas and Vedanta. So, the gist of Vedas are in Upanishads. We are to read this, we are to understand what, and they are not only Shastra, but it should be taken from the Guru. Then only it will be fruitful. Why it is so? Because books cannot make a person. A life is lit like a life, a light is lit from another light. Similarly, one life is inspired by another life. So anyway, this we go forward. Kamyani. What is Kamya Karma? The sacrifices such as Jyotishtama etc., which enable their performers to get the desired fruits, such as living in heaven etc., are known as Kamya Karma. So, whatever karma that we do with a desire to achieve something, get something in return, that is Kamya Karma. So one should do Nishkama Karma. That means whatever one does, it should be offered to God. Yat karoshi, yadashnasi, yajjuhoshi, dadasi yat. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you sacrifice or donate, everything is to be offered to God. So this is Kamya Karma is to be avoided. What karma we should do? Nishkama Karma. Then Nishiddhani, Narakadi, Anishta Sadhanani, Brahmana Hananadini. So that means to kill a person, one should avoid Nishiddha Karma. One should not do. If one tries to understand what is his real self and he indulges in all negative things, he cannot achieve. So he should avoid Nishiddha Karma, that means the negative karmas. Like drinking and drinking alcohol, etc. So all these are to be avoided, because then one loses oneself. So next we go Nityani Karmani, Akarane Pratyavai. So whatever we do, like daily puja, we don't get anything. But if we do not do, then there is Pratyavai. Pratyavai means we get some unwanted thing. Say every day as you do, say japa, what happens? It cleanses your heart. But if you don't do, then some rubbish is accumulated in your heart. So, daily rites such as Sandhya Vandana, etc., the non-performance of which causes harm, are called Nitya Karma. So, if you do not do, then you cannot progress. Therefore, it is harmful. That is why it should be done. Two things to be avoided, kamya karma and nishiddha karma. What is to be done? Nishkama karma. And what is to be done? Nitya karma. Daily worship, daily rituals. And that with no expectation, with no desire. So, nitya karma. So, when we perform nitya karma, we don't get anything. Rather, if we do not do, then we get the negative results. So, Sandhya Vandana, then Pancha Mahayagya. So, we have, we are to worship our gurus, because whatever we learn, whatever we are today, it is because of our gurus. So, we are to honor and respect our gurus. And gurus, what they want? They want spread of knowledge. Therefore, we are to try to spread the knowledge. So, that is a kind of yajna. And then another kind of yajna is deva yajna. It is for acharyas. That means the first one is for acharyas. Second is deva yajna. So, deva yajna means what? There are different principles, like environment, like the living conditions. So, we are to propitiate those devatas, those principles, so that we keep the system clean. So, deva yajna. And then the third is pitri yajna. Pitara. Pitara means parents. We are to serve our parents. And fourth is nri yajna. That means we have whatever we get in this society. Say we travel by bus or travel by car. We don't produce car. Rather, somebody produces on our behalf, then we use it. Or a bus driver, he drives us from one place to another. So, if we see the whole world supports us, in return, we also to serve others. So, nri yajna. And then bhuta yajna. That means the bhutas sustain us, giving us, say, milk. Maybe those who depend on meat, etc., they also give milk and meat. Or so many things, various production. So that's why we need to serve them or need to protect them. So these are Pancha Mahabhuta, Pancha Mahayajna. So if these are done, it is normal. We don't get much. But if we don't do, then akarane pratyavaya. That will cause us harm if we don't do. Then naimittika karma. Naimittika means occasional, obligatory work. Here some examples are given. When a person gets a son, he does some rituals. So that's not all the time it is done. On special occasions it is done. Like I told, the Durga Puja or Kali Puja, which are done on special occasions. So that is to be done. Again, if we do not do, then it will do some harm. That means I am not helping the system, rather I am against it. Then prashchitta karma. That means rites such as Chandrayana, etc., which are instrumental in the expiation of sin, are prashchitta karma. So, atonement, vicarious atonement. So it is to remove whatever dirt that has accumulated in our heart. So such like people fast for some days. In Islam, they have a month-long fasting program during Ramadan. So like that, in every religion it is there. Some people fast on Tuesdays, Hanumanjis, some on Saturdays, Mother Kali, or some Thursday or Wednesday, or Ekadashi days. So we feel better when we fast. We feel better. So some actions are there which will help us in our spiritual pursuit. Then the next is upasanani. That means we worship God. What kind of God? Who has qualities, who has form. So we conceive, say in a picture, God is sitting in front of us like we have a shrine. And there God is sitting, we go and we prostrate. And then we chant His name, we meditate. All these are helpful, upasana. So what is that? Saguna Brahma Vishaya Manas Vyapar. Manas Vyapar is mental interaction. So we offer something mentally, we offer some flowers at His feet, we offer some water to Him, we offer some fruits, various kinds of articles, and this way we interact with the divine. So mental activities relating to the Saguna Brahma. Saguna means Brahman with attributes. If he is Nirguna, then whom to worship? So Saguna, who is with attributes, God with attributes. So we worship Him, such as are the described in the Shandilya Vidya. So Shandilya is one acharya of devotion. So he prescribed something. Similarly, we have our own rituals. There are so many kinds of rituals. If you go to a temple, you can see lots of rituals. And not only in the Hindu temple, but in Christian church or Buddhist, everyone has got rituals. Not only in the spiritual field. So people have rituals in everywhere. They call it protocol. If a president is coming, so somebody will go and in particular fashion welcome him. See, installation here. That's a kind of ritual. But that is not spoken here. Upasana here means to uplift oneself from the present lot to go higher and evolve oneself. So this is upasana. So we have, those who are initiated, they have mantras and they recite those mantras, and that way they come closer to God. Upa asana, that means sitting close to God. Upa asana. Upa means close, asana means sitting. So those who sit near God, that's called upasana. Tajjalan iti shanta upasita. So God is shanta, peaceful, from whom everything is projected, everything is sustained, and everything is absorbed. So such is God. So we are to worship such a God. Tad jalan iti shanta upasita. So this is the instruction given by the Upanishad. Our time. So anyway, we'll stop here. Yeah. So this is, in short, what is this for? For cleansing one's intellect, one's heart, one's the apparent being, what we are today. Etesham nityadinam buddhishuddhim param prayojanam. This is very important. Why? To cleanse our heart. Without cleaning, we cannot proceed. And after cleaning, then the heart, that the chitta should be calm and quiet. Then only the knowledge of Brahman comes. It comes, it flashes automatically. So we'll stop here. This is the purpose of this study. So any question that, there are many technical things are there. This is Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga. It is not Bhakti Yoga. So how we are to use our intellect to get this knowledge. And that is why intellect should be purified. And these are some definitions so that we are clear how we are going to proceed. So this is, we are pramata. Pramata means we want to know. And praman, it is already there. The process is already there in Upanishads. And the process that we are doing, this is called prameya. What is prameya? The object. And this is pramana. That what we are doing, you are trying to understand what is the evidence. We are trying to understand, that we are pramata. That means we want to know. What we want to know, that's called prameya. That means to be achieved. And the process is being explained here. Any question?
I had a question.
Yes.
Like, why, how is there no creation and no cessation of the world?
No, say it again.
Why, like, I did not understand why there is no creation and no cessation.
Okay, that's I said ityesha paramarthata. That is paramarthik from the standpoint of supreme existence. The highest point. Just imagine. Uh, that's too much as of now. As of now, that will be too much. Na nirodha na chotpatti. There is no creation. Okay, let me try. Say, as of now, you think that you are a body, right?
Yes.
Okay. You know, people undergo some operations. What they do? They apply some GA, general anesthesia, and they operate. Even heart operation, they perform heart operation. So when general anesthesia is given, then even the body is cut. Suppose somebody is there, so he will not know that my body is being cut, right? So
Yes.
that means our perception is sense based, right?
Yes.
So when it is connected with our senses, then only we perceive. Otherwise, body is inert. Okay. Suppose you are sleeping, and somebody comes and spits on your face. You won't know. So your body is not you. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, your mind, sometimes you are happy. Sometimes you are rejected or say morose. That means your mind also changes all the time. And in deep sleep, you go to a state when you don't understand anything. Everything becomes merged. And you don't understand. That means what? Even mind is also like that. Suppose you are reading a book with all your attention, and maybe a marriage ceremony goes in front of you. You won't notice it. Maybe your mother will be calling many times, but you will not respond. Why? Because your mind is not there. Mind is engaged in something. So mind also can be withdrawn. And all the mental modification can stop. So that means mind also is not we. Mind also are not us. Then what is there? Even I am talking to you, I am gesturing, posturing. These are also being regulated from within. So in this way, if you proceed, you'll reach to a state, what is that self, which is not born, which has no death, which is beyond all kinds of deterioration. Only you have to go gradually. Apparently, what we understand, it is not like that. We see that we are bodies, but body idea goes, mind ideas also go. And then what remains? That is not born. That is why they said, na nirodha, na chotpatti. What is not born? Why? How can that be stopped? How can that be cease to exist? That is always there. Na nirodha, na chotpatti. There is no projection also. So this is a difficult proposition. So it is there. No, this is the highest from highest point. Ittesha paramarthata. Right? It will happen gradually, not as of now. You wanted to say something?
Thank you.
Okay, we say our prayer. Yes, please.
I'm going to be grateful when you return again to this Vedantasara class that you can start from Sofa Street, about 13 again in February. This is very dense material. Maybe I can try to make it. I need more time to digest. Let's think about it.
Your voice is
Very
smudged.
cut. Very cut. Jen, we can't hear you.
I'm off mute. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you type it? I can relay it to Swamiji. Can you
No,
type it?
not necessary. Never mind.
Okay. Maharaj, I think it's very
No,
unclear.
if you can slowly say it and coming closer to the mic.
She's muted. I think there is some. Okay, Maharaj, I think we
Okay.
can.
Okay. We say our prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. What is his name?
প্রণাম মহারাজ শুভ্রা বলছি
নমস্কার নমস্কার Now, let me say that this is Jnana Yoga. For us, we'll relate gradually, but for us, it is Bhakti Yoga. But this is also to be known. Why? Because this helps. So, Jnana Yoga has got special way of teaching. That means it is sheer rationality. And it has courage to even negate whatever comes on the way. It only worships truth and nothing but truth. So this is a bit a daring path. And the statements are also very difficult to digest. But not to worry. Teachers are there, and if we have the intention, then we'll get it. So this is a bit daring. Our path is Bhakti Yoga. But we have, Swamiji said, what Swamiji said? That suppose a person whose blood has gone, the whole blood has gone to head or feet, we cannot call him a healthy person. Rather, the blood should be equitably distributed. Therefore, we should develop our heart, that means devotion, our hands, that means karma, and also our head, that means rationality, the jnana, and also the concentration, power of concentration. And we are to apply all these for our own growth. So that is what the teaching of Swamiji, that is why we also should study jnana. And we go this way. We'll go slowly, and then it should be understandable. Okay? Thank you.
Jai Ma Swami.
Thank you. Jai
Jai Ma Swami.
Jai Ma.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaskar.
Jai Ma Swami, thank you.